We did not have any snow in our forecast on Wednesday. And last night we ended up with like 2.1 inches. And it overachieved. It was supposed to be, like a dusting. But depending on where you were at, just even with the city of Louisville, right here where we're at, the high side was 2.1. Our airport recorded like an inch, and then our east side of the county had like a half inch. But it definitely overachieved. And, it just amazes me that our weather forecasters, is it just us? Or your all's as bad as ours? 4 hours out, we were going to have a dusting at best, and but we had faith because we cleaned up the inside of those trucks. We detailed the inside of the truck. So for that, I'd certainly like to thank Chris and Matt for coming in and taking care of at least 4 of our trucks, 4 or 5 of them, we detailed. The other ones were okay, but it worked, man. So we got to get it out last night. But what was funny about last night's snow was we had ground temperatures were still pretty warm. So even though we had a couple inches of snow in a lot of the service area that we service, it wasn't a plowable snow because of the ground temperatures. But it was certainly a de-icing event for us. So, and as you guys know, hey, man, I'd rather do de-icing than plowing any day. I mean, it's faster, it's easy, it's very profitable, But with that being said, that jogged a couple things. But as we were last night, before we went out, and we ended up going out about, I don't know, I think it was around 2:30, somewhere in that ballpark. And but it always amazes me with the Facebook chatter on snow. And most of it goes back to, hey, are you going out, or when you going out, or, I think we got, and I get it. You're kind of a little bit leery to pull the trigger on, well, should we go out or shouldn't we go out with the ground temperatures? And, temperatures are only going to around 28 for the low, and, ground temperatures are still pretty warm. And I think what we have to do as an industry, and this is just my suggestion, okay, doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's wrong, it's just my 2 cents worth of trying to manage weather for 42 years, okay, and manage your business as well. It all goes back to your accounts, your contracts, the way they're written, and your trigger points. It's that simple. If you're servicing zero tolerance accounts, hey, you're going to have a different threshold of should I go out? So why get on Facebook and say, hey, Wayne, are you going out? Or, hey, Larry, are you going out? Or, hey, Mark, are you going out? You should know if you're going or not based on the types of contracts and the verbiage within those contracts that you have. So, don't pass that baton off on somebody else to decide if they think you should go out, because that's really what you're asking. You could really care less if they're going out. You're just trying to decide if, hey, do I want to be the only truck seen out there salting with this kind of snow and the ground temperature above freezing? But our temperatures are going below freezing, and who knows where that might catch up, or will it ever catch up? But it doesn't take 32 degrees to have a slip and fall. That's what I try to train and educate people that I work with Profits Unlimited and through my seminars all through North America is it's not always about the freezing point. Yeah, that's very important, no doubt about it. But there's a whole lot of slip and falls that occur and can occur and will occur in situations where there's not been a product applied to get rid of that slush on a property. So then it comes back to due diligence and a lot of other things. We're not going to talk that hard about snow today, but I just got thinking about it when I was out last night and seeing that again. And you seem to see it all the time. And for you, yourself, with your company, how do you handle it? Do you go to Facebook or do you take charge of your own company? And I think it makes sense that you take charge of your own company.